high from the gold yesterday at 24.97.5 approximately. Overnight low came right down to that level. I'm really interested in seeing possibly an execution down near overnight low, which lines up nicely with yesterday's value area high. We accept inside value area high. That could bring us all the way back to basically the low of the range from yesterday. And our assumption that maybe we trapped a whole bunch of longs up here would possibly ring true. We did have delta divergence on this push to the upside. By the end of the day, we had about, 4 or 6,000 negative delta on a move to the upside. That indicates longer time frame buying. If those longer time frame buyers are trapped long up here, I don't know how much appetite they have, but if I were trapped long up there, I'd be going, hey, you know what? This isn't right. I got to get out of this. They have much bigger pockets and much different time frames. So we don't know for sure if maybe this is created by some late laggard longs in shorter time frame yesterday that kind of recognized, hey, you know what, we're kind of delta congruent here. Maybe I should go with the big guys, and the big guys don't always win. Ladies and gentlemen, take your deep breath, stay humble, grateful, creative, and centered in your trading today, and make sure each and every day, all day, you pray for peace. And that's what we've got as far as the charts are concerned. What do we got going on here?
Well, we got, like you mentioned, actually, we got a fast market's going to be really good today. Next guest, we got Coach Dakota and Rips. Coach Dakota made 2,000 in multiple. There he is. Well, he just sort of walked in.
Smiling face.
I kicked down the door. I can't believe you didn't hear that, Eddie. I used my boot on that thing.
Good morning.
Rips always looks like he just got away with something.
He did. He busted down the door. We didn't kick his ass. You got to pay for that door now, dude.
Just throw it on my tab.
All right. Well, we got Coach Dakota going to be joining us here very soon here. Made $2,000 multiple XFAs yesterday. And, of course, Rips made 5 Gs in the live markets yesterday, climbing back to the top 100 traders recently. So congratulations, making it happen. And while I got a time here, let's get our Rip Raiders and Dakota Delta Force in the gates, and I'm going to pass it over to Rips. What you got, my friend?
Good morning. How you doing, Eddie? Thank you for the lovely intro, and good to see you, Hogue. I love the analysis this morning. I'm looking at something similar here, but as we were talking, we did just kind of have that breakout here to the north side. This is a 3-minute chart on the NQ here, and there is just the 2 areas that I want to note here. This area of traffic and this area of traffic. We are currently breaking out, but it's not that strong of a breakout. And in fact, we have a large order that's stacked, somewhere up here. Right at 840, we have 231 contracts that are sitting there that could be easily swiped here since we are above this area of liquidity. So we have had this double top sort of breakout here that is generating this momentum to the upside right now. We are continually making lower highs on the way up here. So it is interesting to see the market is shooting up on this. We did have the PPI out this morning that came in lower than the expectations, which generally is good for the market because it is suggesting that prices are going down. If prices are going down, that means inflation is coming down as well. And that, of course, is the Fed's mission right now to bring inflation down. So if we're seeing that across the board, there we are shooting up through those contracts. They're sitting at 18,840 there. We did just swipe into that order there and take that. But that is something that is interesting to watch. We do have, of course, CPI on the docket tomorrow. Consumer Price Index will give us the opposite sort of, we had the producers price index, so that's going to tell us what people are paying in the industry sector. So now we're going to see what consumers are paying. That's more important to the Fed, of course, because inflation is passed off to the consumer. But the PPI kind of gives us, if they're going to produce these goods at a lower cost, they can usually pass off those lower costs to the consumer, thus giving the consumer a lower cost. So let's see if that's the case for tomorrow. CPI will be coming out tomorrow sorry?
But do they?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Will they? That's gonna be the question. Do the producers actually pass off those savings to the consumer? But knowing that number is ticking down is generally a good sign for what the Fed is trying to do with inflation right now. And do remember that the FOMC, the next FOMC that we have, is the final FOMC rate decision before we have a new president in office. Whether that's going to be Harris or Trump is anybody's guess right now. And there's obviously a lot of debate on that. But the next FOMC meeting is going to be on September 18th. That is is 36 short days away from us. And right now there is a 0% chance of a hold of rates. It is now up to, at least from the Fed fund futures that are being traded right now, that is the ZQU4 contract. It is basically saying that we have a 53% chance of a double rate cut, which is a 50 basis point cut, and a 46.5% chance of a 25 basis point rate cut. So we will have to see whether or not that comes true. Believe me when I say this, there's a lot that can change in these markets in 36 days where we could actually even go to a rate hike. Is it going to happen? Extremely unlikely, but there are things that can change in the market. Things can change around. Let's see what happens, though. Let's take it day by day. Right now, here and now, we do have the PPI print that we are going to be digesting with the market. And right now, the market is saying that is good for the market. So let's see how that shakes out today. Do we hit some more topping areas of the market and start to retrace back down pre-CPI? Or do we continue this pump to the north side here and hold these bids as we are getting higher here? I am curious to see. I'm going to be trading this live alongside all of you. And of course, alongside the very talented Andre. And of course, Hogue and Eddie are going to be trading there, and my trading buddy Dakota. It's going to be a lot of fun today. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And speaking of, I think I see the man himself. I mean, look at that. Is that
No, yeah.
He's shaking his head already. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting day of trading. Very, very exciting.
Got about 2 minutes here, and let's get the party started. Get him in here. We could get him in. MP's going to be here shortly.
Wow. There we are.
There he is.
There we are. What's up, fellas?
Coach Dakota.
I was waiting for Rich to start juggling.
Are we doing this now? Are we doing this? I spilled some hot chocolate on my freaking desk.
Dakota. Already.
So I'm over here cleaning it, and the next thing
All right.
How's everybody doing?
I'm okay. How about yourself, Dakota? Besides this chocolate milk, everything okay?
Hot chocolate, Andre.
Hot chocolate. Gotcha. Well, hot chocolate. What up, Rips? Well done yesterday. Saw what you did. Good to see you. I got this market figured out a little bit.
I'm curious if that's actually going to put me on the leaderboard for the day. My fingers are crossed, so I can't wait to see JD give those numbers today. I'm really hoping and praying that we're on the leaderboard for the yesterday's best. My fingers are crossed for that one.
Yep. I did see you are back in the top. Yeah, back in the top 100 here at Top Step. Very good to see.
Woo.
Man,
that's good.
Shout out to you, man. You were going through it about month and a half ago. Went back to the sim, started building up the account, now back on live, and you recalibrated and adapted to what this market's giving you. So it's really great to see. That's what it takes to stay alive in these markets.
Breaks are underrated in trading, Andre. I will tell you that. Breaks are definitely
100%.
Underrated. We do have
100%.
about 10 seconds here to the open, so make sure you check your positions. We are going to have a very volatile open, especially on the heels of PPI. So let's see what happens here.
Boy, buckle up. And once we get this opening bell, we're going to throw it to Hogue here. Talk to us about this opening range. If you guys are taking trades there, Dakota, Rips, Hogue, let me know. We'll update the board in real time here at Top Step TV. This is Fast Markets. Let's get it.
Well, we have opened with session gaps in both the S&P and in the Nasdaq, just kind of focusing on those. And the general rule is, if we can't close that session gap relatively early in the session, we should probably be looking for opportunities for longs. We've got about a 5.5 handle opening range here in the S&Ps, and only a 23 handle opening range in the Nasdaq, which is much smaller than it has been in recent sessions with all the volatility going on. So let's see what happens here. We're extending the range higher in the Nasdaq. We're still in that first minute. Here it is. So there's the gap. There's yesterday's high. Here's the gap, opening range, the first minute. Some people like a longer opening range. Some people like a short opening range. I prefer a short opening range. If I'm going to take it, it's going to help me limit risk. And typically when we open out of range and out of the previous day's range, it means the market's opening a little bit out of balance, and maybe some of the better opportunities can come early on in the session. 28 handle opening range in the Nasdaq, 5.5 handle opening range in the S&Ps, and we're still inside